I've only been asked about this game one time. Out of all the suggestions people give me for game reviews, ToeJam and Earl has only been ever mentioned once.
When I was a kid, I never owned ToeJam and Earl, but it was my most rented game. I'd rent it every weekend at the local video stores, but I never beat it. I got close once, but never actually completed the game. And it has quite the legacy. The characters even became secondary mascots for Sega after Sonic. It was also a sleeper hit because it had initial low sales. It's been re-released on Nintendo's Virtual Console, the PlayStation Network, and Xbox Live Arcade. The creator of ToeJam and Earl is Greg Johnson. He was a huge fan of the game Rogue when he was in college, and when he got out he worked on EA Starflight games. And while on a beach in Hawaii he came up with the characters, with lighter science fiction themes that were from the Starflight games. He got together with Mark Vorsanger and founded Johnson Vorsanger Productions, which would be renamed ToeJam and Earl Productions after the release of Panic on Funkatron. This is going to be a very short review because there really isn't that much to this game. Its brilliance lies in its simplicity. The game has a very cartoonish look, so it's bright and colorful and has a very surreal look to it. The music has a jazz funk style to it, and I'm not too much into jazz or funk, so I really can't comment if it's good or not. The gameplay is essentially a dungeon crawler. You walk around picking up presents while avoiding a plethora of enemies that you'll come across while you scour the game's 25 levels. If you choose random, the world and levels are ordered randomly each time you play the game after the first map. If you choose fixed, then the levels appear in the order in which they're intended. If you fall off the level, you'll land in a level below you and you'll need to make your way back up. Your goal is to collect 10 chip pieces. If you choose a random world, you can get them all rather quickly, or it can take a pretty long time. And if you choose fixed world, it will take a long time to complete. I chose random as on one playthrough I had them appear rather quickly. On this playthrough, however, they weren't appearing until the latter half of the game. You'll find money laying around and it's rather scarce, which you'll need to pay for services from a few friendly NPCs. One will heal you and another will allow you to buy items. You'll find items on the ground in the form of presents. Most are unidentified, but as you open them, any one that you pick up after that will be labeled, letting you know what it is. You can also pay the guy in a carrot suit to identify them for you. The presents contain mobility enhancers like Icarus wings, speed or spring shoes, a slingshot weapon that'll hurl tomatoes at enemies, or good or bad food. There's presents that can also harm you, like a thundercloud that will hover above you and shock you every once in a while, and there's even one that can cause instant death. There's presents that will also instantly level you up, and leveling up increases your health meter, and you gain an extra life for every third level you go up, or from drinking hot lemonade. But for the most part of the game, you're walking around trying to find elevators to go to the next level as you look for ship pieces. And the game has a pretty good difficulty curve. As you go up through the levels, the more enemies the game throws at you. But you also need to look out for bad food as it will hurt you, and you move pretty quickly, so you shouldn't have to worry too much about enemies touching you. There are some enemies that move faster than you, but you can avoid them easily. It's just a matter of getting swarmed that makes it difficult. You can beat the game in about 2 hours, probably shorter if you know where everything is. Now you may be wondering how well this game has aged. Well, it hasn't aged badly. It's still the good game that it was back in 1992, but I think it's just a matter of I got older and my tastes in games have changed. I can't enjoy the game like I used to as a kid due to not being the challenge that it used to be, and the humor that it presents is more like a joke that's been told over and over and has lost its luster. I'm glad to see that ToeJam and Earl is getting a new game which is on Kickstarter right now, as this game does need an update.
Because, and for the life of me, I can't remember what about this game appealed to me back in the day. So, I'm gonna say it's a pretty good game. Not any more or any less than that.